What up, what up, what up? I'm going to allow some people to come into the room here on Facebook. I'm going to get ready to share this broadcast from my page onto my main timeline. And then we'll go ahead and get started. There we go. Share it. Right, and then we're gonna go ahead and also get started on YouTube. So we are live everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So one thing about the cards on Instagram and Facebook are going to be backwards. So if you want to see the reading in its proper orientation, then go ahead and plug into YouTube. So what up, y'all? What it do? I'm Miss Indigo Blue. Thank you so much for stopping through to my channel. This is going to be a follow-up to yesterday's reading. So if you didn't see that, you can find where it was posted live on Facebook or on YouTube. So it was a bridge crossing reading for the next coming week. And today we are going to dive into the guidance portion of that reading. So we're going to be doing that with this Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck. And so the first thing that I would like to do is to, of course, welcome in spirits. And then we are also going to recap yesterday's reading just very briefly. Great Spirit, Mother Creator, bless the earth through my life, source of all nourishment. We seek to replenish your sacred world. Guide us now through these images, words, and feelings within as we reach into the wholeness. Let all that is needed be known. Welcome energies of earth, air, fire, and water. Let us create a life of beauty, reverence, and wonder. With each season, let us rejoice. Through every phase of sun and moon, let us be in harmony. In every direction shall we offer our love. We're going to go ahead and let the reading begin with the recap from yesterday. So yesterday's reading really was telling us to hone in on our gifts, to really make them a priority. Some of us have yet to decide what gift it is that we are going to utilize as far as representing us in this world. There's a lot of people who are going around and they're testing different things out, and that's okay. But a lot of times we're standing and we're waiting for us to be given direction, us to be told what is our gift, what are we good at. We know we're good at this, and that. Not all things that people are good at are things that are going to, though, secure the bag. And in this world that we are currently living in, things cost money. So we have to focus on something that costs money or that makes money. So how do we go ahead and say it's not what I desire to do? How do I make what I desire to do be something that is going to be monetary for me? And so part of it is just believing in you and believing in that purpose. And then as far as the purpose itself, it being what it is, you decide that. Whether it's something that's hard for you to do or something that comes to you naturally, you decide if it's something that you want to pour your heart into continuously, because you have to take and look way down the road and say, is this something that I'm going to want to be doing 10 years from now? Is this something that I could look back on and say that it was worth the time that I spent into it, especially if you are taking energy from something that's already working for you to put into this that you just don't know about. And that's where the huge faith factor comes in. If you are going to sort of switch gears, or you're feeling like you need to switch gears, and not necessarily having to just completely switch gears, this might be an add-on to what you already do, but you know that it is something that you need to do. Like the talk is out right now where the economy is changing to a way where that one mainstream job for a lot of people isn't doing it, especially if they have a larger family and they are looking for different things. And oftentimes you will hear that side hustle term. But if it's something that you're very passionate about and it's really that thing that you find your purpose in and that thing that feels like it makes you whole, then that is your thing. And you're going to have to find a way to be serious about your thing so that you can get it out in the forefront and make it be the main factor in your business world. Sometimes the business is going to intermingle with the personal world. A lot of times in the beginning, it's setting the personal world to the side and not family and different things like that you are responsible for or that are bringing joy to your life every day. But some of the extracurricular stuff that does bring joy to you, sometimes you have to just laser focus on this task and get this baby birthed. And then you can go back and add those things back into your schedule. We also talked about how delegating tasks may be necessary in order to get things afloat and not being afraid to go ahead and put that coin out there, knowing that it's going to return to you tenfold. You just have to have that faith as well. If I put this money out here, I know it's coming back to me bigger and better than when I put it out there. And so now we're going to go ahead and get into the guidance portion of this oracle read. So the card that we pulled yesterday was this Hold On To Me number 30 card. And when we talked about this, we talked about how she is riding this buffalo and this child is seemingly holding on for dear life and having to have faith that not only is she not going to drop her, but she's going to be able to stay on this animal, and not let the animal drop them as well, and trust that they get to their end destination in safety. So we are going to go ahead and pull this back up. And one thing that I normally do in my regular reading is read the reading portion of this card, which I didn't do yesterday. I just gave the brief overview because the reading was quite long. So I'm going to go ahead and read that portion and then the guidance portion. So, absolute and unconditional trust and divine assistance will help you leap over obstacles very quickly at this time. Let go of control and follow your inner guidance. If you feel chaos or uncertainty now, it is because the divine is taking over in response to your deep, true needs and helping you through a tricky time. Allow this to happen. You are safe. Focus on your divine connection with peace in your heart and let everything unfold as it will. If you've been asking for help in any area of your life, you are being given clear confirmation that the Divine Mother is sorting it out for you, and swiftly at that. Your prayer will be answered and rapidly, and you are advised to completely let go of trying to sort it out any further. When you feel inner guidance to act, act. When you intuitively feel to wait, be patient and allow things to work themselves out. So again, we talked about taking this childlike position, right? And saying, what does the child do? Does the child automatically react when they are told, in their mind's eye? Their mind says, do this, they do it. And then they don't think about it later and worry about it. And, until maybe an adult comes back to them like, hey, did you do such and such? And then that's the learning opportunity for them. So you have to take the chance though and the leap without, worrying about what if. Sometimes we get so caught up on the what ifs that we, again, don't get anything done. So this is saying, if you are being called to make a certain type of change, if you are being called to take a leap of faith, if you are being called to incorporate something new, show the world something different, then don't be afraid to do that. So the guidance portion of this reading is saying, divine genius has the pace of our path perfectly timed so that all necessary ingredients for success synchronize perfectly. People, situations, and circumstances are ready for when we arrive and when we are ready for them. We have free will, of course, which means we can take our time in working through our challenges and making our choices. That free will part was just playing in the back of my head as I was reading that, because a lot of times it's us messing up our own stuff. Like, it's already in alignment. I'm gonna put it out here. I'm about to dangle it like a little piece of fruit for you. Are you gonna take a bite? Or are you gonna look at it and be like, nah, I don't know if I should eat this or not, and even throw it back? Because a lot of times we have these gifts, we look at them, we like, I don't know where that came from, I don't know who sent that to me, I don't know how it got here, I'm not touching that. And it be the very thing that we need to propel us forward in a proper direction. And that's, again, being scared, being afraid, and just worrying about the outcome instead of going ahead and putting in the input. Sometimes we feel pushed by life, and at other times we feel that we want to give our life a push to move a bit faster through some issue or other. So a lot of times though, when we are wanting our life to move faster, we like trying to get away from something that's going on that's making us feel uncomfortable. We don't like it. We are not appreciating what is happening at this moment in time, and we really just want to make something change. We don't want this to be going on in our life because it's causing strife, it's causing worry. The things that cause enjoyment and all that good stuff, we don't care how long those things stay around, right? We're gonna let them be there as long as they want to be there, because why not? I'm enjoying this, I'm feeling this, it feels good. So those are often things though that don't make us grow. Those things called growing pains are called that for a specific reason. It's not comfortable. Those shoes can sometimes be ill-fitting and usually very big. And when our shoes are big and our feet are swimming in them, that makes us feel small. No one wants to feel small. But then you have to go back and understand that you created all this space for yourself and you have done this. So you are really that big. And when you get the understanding that you are as big as this new opportunity, it's not bigger than you. You wouldn't be here if you weren't in alignment with it. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't something that you can do with it. So recognize that about yourself and then say, how do I want to handle this new position? How do I want to show up in this new position? What will I allow this new place and space to do for me? Because evidently I'm here because I'm supposed to be here. Like, you done went through level 1, 2, and 3, right? It's like an elevator. You got off on level 1, you did the work. You got back in the elevator and went to level 2, you did the work. You got on the elevator, you went to level 3, you did the work. And then now you're here at level 4. You can't keep pushing the button for level 3. Level 3 is not lighting up for you anymore. There's no more space on level 3 for you. You are at level 4. But when level 4 opened up, it was like, where am I at? What am I doing? And the thing about level 4 is it's probably some type of party room, right? It's all these people in these frou-frou outfits with their teacups and their wine, and they're standing around and makeup and hair and glamour and all this beautifulness, and you like, what am I doing here? What am I supposed to be doing here? So you made it to the floor where you're the baby, where you're the little fish in the huge pond, right? And so now you're over here feeling like a little guppy. But the thing about it is, you gotta start somewhere. On level 1, 2, and 3, you became a leader. You became the top level. You became the one that was teaching all the other people on those other levels. And you're used to being in that leadership position. So now you get here and you're like, what do I do? You learn. You pick up new tactics. You watch. You observe and you apply everything that you see happening around you to what you're doing, because there's no reinventing the wheel, right? If the wheel is out here and it's working for this person, that person, and that person, it's going to work for you. You have to know that. You can't be afraid though of it. So you're going to have to turn your cap, pull that tassel back over. You the student again. You're no longer the professor, and you're going to have to sit back, watch, and learn how to utilize everything that is coming to you. And it says that the Divine Mother has heard your prayer in your heart, and rather than urging you to have more patience, she has agreed to your request. So when those times where you were feeling pressured, you wanted to slow down. No, we're not slowing nothing down. This is the fast track, and now you got to pick up your pace, right? But I'm here to help you, and I'm here to guide you. So don't feel like you're alone. The people who you need, I'm going to put them in the room with you. So get out there and introduce yourself, so they can be like, oh yeah, I think I've kind of heard of your business, or you're the young lady who does this, or you were working with someone. Oh, they already know my name in this room. Yeah, they already know your name in this room, because you have been putting in that work. You're just not understanding how much work that you have put in. So you can be fast-tracked through this particular phase of your journey. Rather than walking the path using your own legs and feet, you are going to hitch a lift with the Divine Mother. Her ways are ingenious and not always obvious. They are certainly fast and effective. Your life has been sedate, lacking in an excitement, or has even seemed boring at times. Prepare for change. Hey, your life is about to become a lot more interesting. To agree to the offer of divine hitchhiking, okay, make me the sea turtle. Y'all saw Nemo, and y'all saw them turtles. They got into that wave, and they was sea turtle me all day long. Like, put me on the back of the buffalo and snatch my hand up and let me just run with it. Like, I ain't gotta do that. I ain't gotta do that. I'm about to carry. Who's in agreement? Type I am in the comment section down below. Your life has been sedate. We're gonna read that again. Lacking in excitement. Are you bored? Are you tired? Do you keep saying, I'm so tired of sitting in this? I'm so tired of this place. I'm so tired of this. I'm so bored. I need a new wardrobe. I need somewhere new to go. It's people out here who are living their best lives right now. They traveling here, and there. And your thing may not be travel, but are you doing your thing? If you're not doing your thing, then you should be asking yourself, why am I not doing my thing? It's my thing. Okay? It's been lacking in excitement, or has even seemed boring at times. Prepare for change. Are you prepared? Is your bag packed? You got your little knapsack. What you need? Make sure that you're ready. So you're gonna have to look the part to play the part, right? So get your look in order. Decide what the avatar looks like. Decide what the avatar does. Decide where the avatar goes. Because this is your avatar. You can make it look like or feel like whatever you want it to. That is within your control. And if somebody else is doing all the hard work for you, then why not focus just on making it look like what it's supposed to look like, and let everything else be done by these places and people who you are going to be taken to and led through. The opportunities are going to come, and then we're going to focus on not being poor. My cousin, shout out to Trey, told me that poor stands for passing on opportunities repetitively. So the opportunities are coming your way. Are you passing, or are you accepting them? Are you scared? Like, nah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Or Sometimes you'll be able to circle back and that opportunity will still be standing, and sometimes it won't. Why? Because while you were standing in the corner scared on level 4, that person who was to give you that opportunity on level 4 then ding and went to level 5. And now you're going to have to wait till somebody else comes and offers that space, or you in the room and now that person is gone. So guess who has the opportunity to create that space? It's not always so easy, but hey, if it's something that you have to do because you are of the understanding that you passed when it was being brought to you, then you just have to do it. However, if there's somebody else in this room that stepped into that person's shoes, go find them. Go find them and connect so that they can still do that the other person was supposed to do. Your life is about to become more interesting. To agree to the offer of divine hitchhiking, you'll have to surrender your personal plan for how to get from where you are now to your next destination and place your trust completely in the Divine Mother. So we talked about yesterday, you did this work, you did this, and this, you're here, and you got this and this to do before you get here, which is your goal. And sometimes we want to be saying that old adage, we're going to bring it up again. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. No, sometimes you just need to pay somebody who can do this and this so you can stay focused on your task and your portion of it. So when it's saying you're going to have to surrender, it may not just be a surrender to the divine and let the divine handle it. And I was told to surrender, so I'm going to let, it just happen when it's supposed to happen. If you're not taking the invitation to the party where the person who you're supposed to meet, then you didn't surrender. If you're not getting out of your comfort zone, if you're not walking in them shoes that are too big, you're not surrendering. You're going to have to surrender to this new path where you are student, where you are apprentice, where you are the learning aspect of yourself that's going to allow you to grow. And you're going to have to be open to the teachings of the teachers. You're going to have to be open and receptive to the processes that are placed in front of you, because this plan is a plan that you don't know, because you haven't done this before. You don't know how to do it. You might think that you do, but in all actuality, you probably really don't. And so you're going to just have to, hey, I heard do this, so I'm doing this. I heard go there, so I'm going there. I heard wear this, so I'll put this on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just gonna have to do it without question, and then look back on it like, okay, that wasn't so bad, because it really won't be. Let go of the control. Relinquish. Sometimes there's power in giving up the power. Okay? Not every time. You don't let nobody walk over. We ain't talking about that. Giving up what they say, Jesus, take the wheel. Divine Mother, take the wheel. Pull me on into the parking spot so I can go up in here and do what I need to do. When she takes over, it is complete takeover. You just gotta let go. She knows what she is doing, but you may not always understand her methods. Let go of needing to know. You need to know everything. Well, how come? What is no, don't. I'm not saying don't ask no questions. I mean, know something, because you gotta pick up. You know what I'm saying? What's being put down, but you don't need to be putting down. Somebody else is putting down, and you picking up. Oh, Jim, Diamond, Labradorite, Pyrite. You picking up what they putting down. So you are here. Yes, observe the room. Realize when there's a gem on the floor, like a video game, right? Make the room a video game. And you got to go collect your rings like Sonic. Are you collecting your rings? It's time to collect your rings. Let go of needing to know and instead surrender and allow her to take you on an incredible journey. Okay? So we're going to pull today to go along with this reading, 3 cards from the Heal Yourself Oracle deck. And I just am feeling like touching on this card from yesterday, which was a fiery climax approaches. So you're about to be lit. Don't forget that you're about to be lit. And so when she is ready, when Source is ready to send you forward to escalate your power, your status, whatever it is that is being done for you at this moment in time, there's no get ready. There's no get ready. Having to get ready means you are passing on the opportunity. So make sure that you stay ready, because if you ain't ready when it comes up, you about to miss the bus. You missed the bus. And I guarantee if you miss that bus, it's gonna be something that you will never ever do again. Okay? Yep, I'm showing my age. That's alright. If you know the song, drop a red heart in the comment section down below. So we're gonna pull 3 from this deck. And this is what this deck looks like. And as always, on YouTube, all of the decks that I use in these readings will be linked in the description box. So we pulled 21, which is the healing card. We pulled 32, which is Phoenix Rising. Ooh, and we pulled 33, which is physical arts. So, you know, they get into where you can't say certain things on these platforms. So 21 is a 3 card. Then we have the 32, which is 5, and the 33, which is 6. So we're going to start with the healing card. And I mean, these two people look very similar. Hair color is different, but even like the kind of moods that are on their faces are so very similar. And like this person, of course, has been crying, but she just, I believe, is at a point where she's over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. And then once you get over it, then you're ready to heal and you rise into that phoenix if you allow yourself to. And then, of course, we know that SEX is magic. So how are all of these things going to be able to help you on your path? Healing. If you are experiencing stress, feel overwhelmed, are suffering ailments in your body, or feel exhausted and depressed, it means that your body is trying to communicate with you. Because a lot of times the body is telling you it's something wrong, and you not, allowing yourself to be alerted to it. You not taking the time out to correct whatever your body is telling you is the way that it turns into disease. Like it's at first it's tapping you on your shoulder like, hey, it's something wrong. Something wrong. Hello, wake up and pay attention to me. And when you're not paying attention to that little ache, then it can turn into a big ache or even disease. So that's something that you want to avoid. A lot of things that you are ingesting, either through your mouth or your mind, is what is leading you to sickness. And so you might have to change your diet, and you definitely probably have to change the way that you think. Your body wants you to start treating it in a more loving manner and listening to the messages it is sending you. You need to become conscious of the areas in your life that you are avoiding or suppressing. So what is it that you have been ignoring? What is it that you've been putting on the back burner? What is it that you just flat out have not taken the time to work on? It's time for you to decide that it's time, right? Before it's too late. You have to decide that it's time. So back has been hurting. Why? Legs have been tired. Why? Mind has been fluttered with all of these crazy thoughts. And why? You got to get to the root cause in order to get to the other side of the issue. Healing takes time. It is a process. Your first steps towards healing is to create a safe, loving, supportive environment where you can listen to your inner wisdom. Again, so we're going to talk about those mantras that are playing over and over in your head every day. What are you telling yourself? What are the affirmations that you are speaking silently to yourself? Are you saying things out loud because what you really are thinking is all bad? It can help a little bit because the oracle sound of your voice coming in and telling you something else, but only if you believe it in your heart will it make a difference or a change in your life. So you're going to have to really decide what has to be transmuted in your thought process. And it's just something as special as, dang, I do so much for so many people, I don't have time to do nothing for myself. Wrong answer. I do so much for so many people. Ooh, imagine if I spend all this time on myself. You know what? I'm gonna start spending all this time on myself first, and then I'm gonna give them what's left. There's nothing wrong with that, because you're not saying I'm gonna stop doing for them. You're just reversing the process. I'm gonna take care of me first, and then I'm gonna take care of everybody else. And because everybody else is probably taking care of me first, them first, then they should be good. Okay? So there's enough of you to go around, but only if you are taking care of you first. All right, so then we're going to go to the Phoenix Rising card. And if anyone is unfamiliar with the Phoenix Rising, this is actually speaking on, the cards that we pulled yesterday, which were purification, that's your healing that we just talked about in that card, but then the rebirth and the shape shifting that is happening for you, that is your Phoenix Rising. So this card says, this is not time to create, but time to sweep away everything that has not worked in your life. The reason so many things are breaking down and not going your way is because the old cycle of your life is completing. So I want to give a big shout out right now to Genesis Dorsey. If you know who she is a Christian woman who teaches people about how to build businesses. Like, she had like this major planner and book business that she created. She's wonderful. She comes on and she gives people direction. So I myself am enrolled in her class that starts on the 1st of June. But she came on Instagram or somewhere live a couple days ago, and she was talking about your plan B and how your plan B is ruining your plan A. And that's sort of what a lot of this message is reminding me of, where the things that we are forced to do, the things that we feel like we have to do to make things meet in this world, are often not the things that we would love to be doing, or that we enjoy doing, or that we feel like is the right thing for us to be doing for us to feel whole. And so we keep having like all these safety nets, right? I know that when I was young, I didn't have any fears. I went out, I did this, I moved, I came back, I took this chance, and I took, why? Because at that time, my parents, well, my father, he was still alive. At first, both of them were there. And you know what? That house that I grew up in, it wasn't going nowhere. So I can go out here and I can try this, and then if it fails, I'm coming back home, and then I can start all over again. And so once they were gone, there was a little bit of uneasiness when I went to take the next journey, which meant that I was leaving home, because at home is where I had created a base. I had a really good job. I had really good, self-employment options on top of that. And then now, when I walked away, those self-employment options became my mainstream. And so the thing about them becoming my mainstream is, am I enjoying doing this as a mainstream? It might have been okay when it was the side thing, but as a mainstream, am I enjoying it? And if I'm not, I need to take this hat off and then detach myself from whatever is attached to it. And that was a very scary idea. Like, okay, I can let this go and I can let this go, but I better hold on to this just in case. And even everybody around me is going, no, don't let that go. You probably should hold on to that. And da-da-da-da. And But deep down in my heart, I'm saying, I gotta cut this off. I gotta cut this off. Like, this is really a whole ball and chain that's got me anchored to somewhere else. I came out and I had myself set up in a way that I could have put my feet up for a while, but my feet, they were stumbling the ground and stomping around and figuring out this and figuring out that because of the other stuff that I still had myself attached to. Why? Because I wasn't trusting me in the process. I wasn't trusting that I would manage things correctly. I wasn't trusting that I could just let it be what it is in this moment and not worry about the future. I was so future focused that it was actually anchoring me to my past. And I know there's some of y'all who will understand that. And that's what she meant by your plan B is killing your plan A. How is your plan A ever going to be able to come alive if you don't make it a priority? So that's where this Phoenix rising and this shape shift and this rebirth has to occur so that you can allow the focus and the shift and what you are concentrating on to change. That's the old cycle of life, and it's completing, it says. The reason so many things are breaking down and not going your way is because the old circle of life is completing. You may feel that you are walking through the fires of life right now in order to be cleansed and purified for your rebirth. Soon you will not recognize yourself. You are reclaiming your spirit. If possible, try to isolate yourself from the chaos surrounding you. Now, it is time for you to feel any pain that you have previously suppressed so that you can heal. The universe has plans and opportunities that are better than you can imagine. So let go and trust and anticipate what is coming. So anticipating the positive that is going to happen and not being worried about the negative that could happen. What we focus on is what we bring into our lives. So if you're focused on what's good, then that's what will be. And then we have the next card, which is Making Love Arts. Bring more light and energy into your sexuality. So this is saying you, yourself, and not having to deal with anybody else. So what is that avatar looking like? How is that avatar moving? Does that avatar have a certain kind of swag that when it comes into the room is, who's that? It's big. What? You gotta have it. You gotta put it on. Your best you has got to be coming forward because this is a new level. And one thing about it, when you putting your best forward, that new devil that they talk about, that new devil know it can't touch you. It can't touch you. You on a new level, but that new devil, the new devil sitting up saying, still can't do nothing with this. And the more that you feel yourself, the less you can be intimidated by anything outside of you. Keeping your sexuality alive is an art form very few people truly understand. See, I come from a mama that she walked into that room and baby, I've seen it. If you watch a lot of Virgos, they have this initial where the room is going to be like, who that? Where, you have that Cancer too, that if they sit in a room long enough, the whole room going to be saying, who she, who he, you have to embody these certain types of energies to receive because you're on a higher level and the things that are going to be coming to you are higher level items, higher level people, higher level places. And so for you to not feel small or intimidated by those people, persons, places, things, then you're going to have to make yourself feel big. Be big. I am big. I am big. Are you sexually attracted to your partner every day? Y'all can answer that question if you want to. This type of energy only occurs where there is polarity. Everyone has both masculine and feminine qualities to gift each other. The only time there is a spark in which one person is embodying more of their masculine energy than the other person is embodying more of their feminine energy. The masculine is the unchanging witness, presence, direction, decision making, trying to bring everything to closure and conscious itself. So it's everything logical, everything that, it just makes sense to do, right? This is the presence. This is the direction we're going in. We're going to decide which direction we're going in, and then we're going to go in that direction. There ain't nothing to it but to do it type of thought process. The feminine is change, life force, light, flowing movement, Mother Nature, and emotions. So where the masculine energy would come up and, the feminine is like, no, let's glide and stride into that. And so together it's like the speed from that masculine, but it's still smooth and going from that feminine energy. So you want to make sure that you are utilizing both. Do not buy into the myth that it dies. Oh, and then I've seen that so much too, where these people who are just beautiful and all these people love to look at them and admire them, and they are like, don't look at me, don't look at me, because they felt like their beauty faded. Your beauty didn't fade. Somewhere along the way you gave up your power to something outside of yourself, and here in this moment it's time to take it back. Don't buy into the myth that your attraction eventually dies. In long-term relationships, this polarity is an art that takes practice. It can be so subtle and last a lifetime if you are constantly reinventing your gifts and using an open heart. So sometimes we get bored with our partners. You've heard it over and over again be said, we just grew apart. It would have been so much easier if y'all decided to grow together, right? Then all that time and effort that you put in before, it could have turned into something beautiful. Sometimes the wrong partner is simply just chosen from the beginning, and if that's the case, then you just have to disconnect yourself and take this chance and say, I knew I shouldn't have done this from the beginning. But if you wholeheartedly went into this knowing that it was right, then how does it end up wrong? It's only wrong because one or both of y'all are not putting into it what it's supposed to be. For some of us, this is just a connection to ourselves. Have you lost the connection to yourself? Have you started doing so much work that you are forced to be doing that you are not doing the things that you are created to do? So are you so into the masculine that your feminine is not coming out? Are you so into the feminine that you've not stepped into the masculine? So being too much into your feminine can be too much lounging, too much leisure, staying in the house all the time, or just relaxing and taking care of your own space, your outdoor space, even gardening. People who tend to live off grid, right? They get into a very feminine aspect, whether they're a man or a woman, because you're not out there in the hustle bustle of the world. You are in a very leisurely lifestyle. Their time has no ticker, and you're just going along with you at your own pace. There's nothing that is coming in on the masculine end to saying, hey, let's get this done. Hey, let's move a little faster, a little more swift. Let's give this a timeline. Let's move. Like, it's time to go left or right. And you just want to keep going with the flow and flowing and doing this dance right here. Same old two-step. Right here. We right here. No. Wake up. Life kept going on and you were still sashaying. And you look up and you're like, where everybody at? Or what did I do? What have I been doing? Like, I was really in La La Land. And it's okay. If you're supposed to be somewhere where you are in paradise because it's your time to rest, you're in the cave, or you're in a thinking process, you're in the time in between, it's okay. But you don't want to get stuck there, right? Being stuck in the in-between is not a place for anybody. You want to make sure that you are always growing, even if it's growing in a feminine aspect. I didn't used to know how to paint. I took singing lessons. See, and that's the masculine part of it, because instead of sitting at home and just singing in the shower, you went out and you allowed somebody to teach you how to actually tone and pitch correctly, right? So you have to incorporate both sides, the learning aspect, the doing aspect, the all of it. So when you play the violin, right, you gotta go back and forth, put a little more pressure and a little less pressure. You can't just keep going this way. I even watched somebody painting yesterday, and they I don't know how to paint. She said, I'm trying to learn how to paint. And so she was watching someone else paint, and she was trying to mimic what they were doing. But her brush, she just kept putting it down and doing this. And I'm like, she's not even moving the brush back and forth. Like, your stroke has to, be in balance if you want that canvas to be covered properly. Otherwise, you're going to have a harsh line over here and a faded line over there. Harsh over here and faded over there. Harsh of wherever you put that brush down, it's going to be harsh, if you're not using enough water and blending the color out. It's going to be a whole bunch of attention in this area and not enough attention in that area over there. And that's just how everything is. Sometimes there's just things that you feel like, this was just so important, I had to focus all my energy on it. Okay, so you did that. Now what? It's time to turn. Don't sit there and feel like, okay, I got that done and now I'm just gonna sit. What do you want for yourself next? What are you ready to do? What are you ready to learn? What are you ready to help yourself grow with? And this is a type of energy. Sexual arts just really speaks to creativity and the balance of it. Your sacral chakra and your solar plexus, right? So we already got that fire coming in, and that fire is being lit, and then it activates these creative processes within our lower chakras that then help us to create and innovate. The innovation is the masculine, the creation is the feminine. You need to do them both together in order to have a proper ebb and flow. So usually I also take a look at the bottom of the deck on this one, and it says cycles, the number 6 cards. So I'm just gonna briefly take a gander at it before we get out of here today. Do want to let you know that personal readings are available. You can go to ibflawless.com, ibflawless.com, and then you can click on book a personal reading, and they are either 30 minutes or an hour. I might have a 15-minute read, 1 question read on there still, but I'm not sure. So what cycle of your life are you in right now? What is the one area of your life where you need to focus most of your energy? I want y'all to pause, go get a notebook and a pen and write these questions down and actually answer them, come up with answers, okay? So this is your guidance, definitely, portion. What cycle of your life are you in right now? What is the one area of your life where you need to focus most of your energy? Is it time for you to focus on your family? Do you need alone time to discover your true purpose? Do you yearn to open your heart and love fully, deeply, and passionately? Is this the time for healing and regeneration? Maybe you are completely ready to enthusiastically concentrate on your life purpose and pull all your energy and effort into making your dreams a reality. Isn't that what we've been talking about? Like, focus on this until it becomes what it can be. Manifest this dream that you have. You've been just letting it float around in your head, in a cloud, as a dream. And the latent image is yet to be. Where is it? We manifest and we manifest and we manifest. Where are the latent images from the manifestations? Are they still stuck in your head? It's time to bring the stuff to fruition. Each cycle you encounter offers you fresh gifts and possibilities to learn and grow. So you can't be passing on these opportunities. These are fresh gifts. Smell like something new. Car scent. I smell it. Hey, the better you become at identifying the cycle you are in, the more flow and harmony you will experience in the choices you make. So yeah, ask yourself those questions and sit down and take the time to actually answer them. Come up with those answers so that you know exactly what it is that you have decided to make your purpose and what it is you are getting ready to focus on and put your all into. And it can be you, it can be something you create, it can be just something different. If you already concentrated on money, and that's good, you already have a nice home, you have a nice car, maybe it's your body. If you already concentrated on your body and you have a good job, then maybe it's your home, maybe it's your family, maybe it's why am I single? I seem like the perfect catch, but I'm single. Maybe you need to take some time and figure that out. So I thank you so much for tuning in. Anyone who catches this on a replay, please comment replay down below. If you made it all the way to the end, I'm going to give you a coupon code to use when you book your reading. That coupon code is going to be FNF at checkout. It will save you 10% on your reading. I am Miss Indigo Blue. I thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to leave you right now with my mantra, which is, when it gets hectic, don't forget, I've got it, you've got it, we've got it, the power, and you can do anything and everything you set your mind to with your power, may it be for your greatest good or your greatest other. I'm Miss Indigo Blue. I thank you again for stopping through, and I'll see you here again next time. Ciao.